We need to talk. I have to tell you guys about my travel experience today because it was probably the most stressful and crazy travel days I think I've ever experienced in my life. I was supposed to be in Charleston, South Carolina for my best friend's rehearsal dinner. That's not happening. So let me tell you what happened. This morning I left LA and was going to Charleston. I had a layover in Houston, Texas. I've been stuck in an airport all day, so I don't know if people are aware of the weather in Houston right now, but it's very bad. There were like tornado warnings and stuff, which I actually had no idea was even a thing until 10 minutes before we were supposed to land in Houston. We're literally 10 minutes away from landing and all of a sudden the pilot gets on the speaker and he's like, hey, we actually can't land, the airport's shutting down, so we're gonna reroute to San Antonio. I was already checking my connecting flight by this point because we were kind of delayed leaving Los Angeles this morning. So we get to San Antonio and the pilots are like, okay, just hang out, we don't know what's going on, like we don't know if we're gonna be leaving soon or how long we have to wait here, so just stay put. By this point, I had no idea that my connecting flight had already left, so I was hoping that because everything was grounded that it was just gonna wait in Houston and then we would get there. After waiting on the plane for what felt like an eternity, finally the flight attendant was like, yeah, we're not moving for at least an hour, so if you want to get off the plane, just give them your name, stay close to the gate, and then we'll call you back when we're ready to leave for Houston. So I get off the plane because I'm like, once I get to Houston, I don't know if I'm going to Charleston tonight, if I'm staying in Houston, if I'm going to Charleston tomorrow, like I don't know how I'm getting there from that point. So I get to the customer service desk and I'm telling her like what time I have to be there by tomorrow, and the only option they could give me was to get on the flight to Houston today, leave Houston at 5 a.m., fly to Baltimore, get there at 9 a.m., and then not leave Baltimore until like 5 p.m. and then I wouldn't get to Charleston until 6:30 p.m., which is way past when my friend's wedding starts. So after talking to the customer service desk, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back on this flight. I'm gonna go to Houston, land in Baltimore tomorrow, and then figure it out from there. So we get back on the plane and then all of a sudden they're like, never mind, we're actually not leaving for another 30 to 45 minutes. So in the meantime, I'm just sitting there talking to my mom on the phone and then I'm thinking to myself like, wait, I'm literally still in San Antonio and this plane's not going anywhere, so let me look up flights from here to Charleston. When I had checked previously, there was one flight that was leaving tomorrow at 5 in the morning, but naturally it was completely booked out. Then the only other options that I had was to either get in super late or find another airline, but it was gonna cost like, I don't even want to tell you how much it was gonna cost. But something was telling me to go back and check, so I went and looked, and I don't know how this happened, but the flight opened up again, and I'm still sitting on the plane, so I'm immediately calling customer service, and I'm like, this flight is available, like I'm sitting on the plane, I don't know when we're leaving, but like, can you please try and confirm that I can get on this flight tomorrow because I'll stay in San Antonio, I'll get off the plane. This is where it gets so crazy because I'm just like, the stress, and like, it literally felt like a movie. I was on hold for so long, but something inside of me was like, get up, get your carry-on bag, go stand by the cockpit and just wait until they tell you that they have to leave because this is gonna be down to the wire. So I'm standing up at the cockpit, just like mingling with the flight attendants and the pilots, and we're all just like chatting it up, still on hold. And then all of a sudden the guy from the inside of the airport comes in and he's like, all right, we're leaving, we gotta go. And so the flight attendants look at me and I look at them and they were like, are you gonna stay? And I'm like, on hold with the customer service, and I'm like, I'm getting off the plane. It was so dramatic. I still had no idea if I was able to get on this flight tomorrow in San Antonio. Like I have no idea what's happening. And literally you guys, as I'm watching my plane backing away, the customer service lady looks at me and goes, yeah, I'm sorry, that flight's completely sold out. I'm literally like about to cry at this point. I'm like, can you please check again? And can we just make sure we have the same flight information? Because I just saw this flight was available. Like it can't be sold out. Once we were going back and forth and confirming like the flight number and the destinations and everything, they were like, oh yeah, we had the wrong day. So then long story short, they were able to secure me a spot. So I'm staying in San Antonio tonight, but I'm gonna be flying to Charleston tomorrow and I'm gonna make it in time for my friend's wedding. And I'm so excited. But I do wanna say a big shout out to Southwest because they were so nice and accommodating. So this is just your reminder that if you're ever in a situation like that, please don't take it out on like customer service people because one, they're there to help you, and two, they're just humans like you. Like they're just doing their job and they can only do so much, and like it's out of their hands. I'm gonna go to bed. I have to be up at like 3 in the morning for this next flight, so wish me luck. Hopefully there's no issues tomorrow. Otherwise, I might just be going straight back to Los Angeles because it's just been a lot. But I love you guys. Thanks for listening to my story, and all is good when you think positive.